Let's talk about SEO. So learning SEO is going to be one of the best things you can do when it comes to being a new Etsy seller. Now, SEO is one of the ways that your product is shown to the right audience, and you definitely want to make sure that they're a buying audience as well. Now, I know that when it comes to structuring SEO for the first time, you may not know what to do, and that's totally okay, because in today's video, I'm going to share with you some easy tips that you can follow to structure your SEO that's going to run up them sales, okay? Hey, good people, it's your girl Alex here. Welcome if you are new, and then welcome back if you've been here before. I hope you are doing well. Now, how I go about structuring my SEO is in a two-part process, and I'm going to focus on the titles, tags, and descriptions for today's video. Now, the first easy tip you're going to want to do when it comes to structuring your SEO on Etsy is to use Etsy itself, my friend, okay? There's nothing like knowing how to do something from the actual thing itself, okay? So using Etsy, all you gotta do is just utilize that search bar at the top, or what you can also do is once you click on another seller's listing, you can scroll down at the bottom under their reviews. It's going to give you some other relatable searches that, you know, buyers and shoppers are looking for that can also help you form your titles in a different way. So that's gonna be one of the first things I recommend when it comes to, you know, structuring your SEO, and it's honestly so easy. You could just put on an episode of Love is Blind and you could just go at it, okay? Because that's honestly going to be the best thing to do, and it's free. And then you can start catching a rhythm of how to structure your own listings to boost those sales. This part is really important because you want to make sure that you're pulling up organically as much as possible. There is nothing like a buyer who is ready to buy something and they search for something, a product, your product pops up, they like it, they click it, they buy it. I mean, that's what we're talking about, okay? So it's so important to really see what's already on Etsy, because you don't have to really reinvent the wheel, but you need to utilize this in the search bar and to see what's below the reviews section, so that way you start getting an idea of how to structure your own. Now, this is what I did for my own shop when I opened up back in May, because it just helped me develop that skill of knowing what's working. And when you see what's working, it's not going to take you long to figure out how you can make it work for you. Now, when it comes to the actual tags of that listing, this is where I rely on the tool Everbee. I use this literally all the time when I'm looking up a product or just to validate, you know, what's working well. And I use their keyword explorer section. This is where I can just type in a keyword. I can see the volume. I can see the competition. I can see the potential on, is this keyword going to be popular, you know, in the near future, the next couple of weeks? Okay, we're in Q4, so we got to run up these sales for the holiday. You get what I'm saying? So using Everbee is such a great tool. And honestly, it's like when you're getting started, I'm all about working smarter and not harder. So I would highly recommend you utilize Everbee if you are not, because it's going to help you get a jump start on understanding how to structure your SEO, especially when it comes to your tags. Okay, cool. So let me show you when it comes to the first tip, which is honestly the easiest one of it all, is to just start getting ideas by looking on Etsy itself. Okay, so I'm just going to stay in like the cup range. So I'm going to do personalized coffee mugs for Christmas. Perfect. So as I see the results that I've pulled up, I get to see just from like the preview of it. You really will see all of it when you hover. You'll be able to see how they're structuring their title, what's in their title, just different types of things, which is really helpful to see. So just scrolling down to number one, get an idea of what's selling. I did personalized coffee mugs, so I'm going to keep scrolling because I see a lot of other things than mugs, but it's okay. So let's just go ahead and just pick one of these. Now I'm going to pick this one right here. I see Christmas trees, so that's just going to be an easy thing to add in your title, right? Because literally it's the trees on the mugs, okay? And it's personalized, makes it really easy. Now if I click on it as well, I get to see the rest of this title, getting an idea of, you know, what to structure, how to structure my own, what keywords are popping up, what keywords are popping up the most, I should say. So this is how you do it when it comes to making it really easy. Just use Etsy itself. Now from here is where I scroll down past the reviews, okay? Because what you're gonna find is that these are other relatable related searches that people are typing in when it comes to personalized mugs. Seasonal mug, that's dope because seasonal is a good keyword, honestly. Winter, right? People are drinking coffee when it's cold, so they associate the winter season. So many different ideas, and you could just start kind of seeing that this is going to be a pattern. If you start doing this with everything you do when you're searching or doing your your market research, this is the pattern and this is the route, honestly, that I would go. Okay, so this is what I'm saying when it comes to it's easy. All you gotta do is just sit there. Okay, so like I said, go ahead and play the episode of Love is Blind and just have at it because this is the easiest way and this is free as well. Now, moving on, I'm going to go to Everbee and I'm going to go to the keyword research tool. Now, from here, I'm able to really just take a deep dive of the keywords. So if I were to type in personalized, it's going to be a lot of competition because this word is heavily used a lot throughout Etsy, but you can just start seeing what else are people typing in or what other keywords could really pull in low competition, but high volume. So you can even add personalized gifts, personal gifts. So this will be something that you can kind of deviate from the plan a little bit. If you do personal gifts instead of personalized, it gives you an idea of how to think outside the box. Honestly, all of this to me is helping you think outside the box because that's what you want to do. You want to be good at this, right? You want to start thinking if I were to look for something, what would I type in, right? So all of this is going to be really helpful when it comes to doing your product research and also structuring your SEO for the first time if you're doing this for the first time, but also throughout being an Etsy seller. You just want to make sure that this is a muscle that you want to strengthen because SEO is, I'm telling you right now, it's just how you're going to run up your sales, okay? Before you start using ads, you need to make sure that your SEO game is top tier, baby. And this is how I would go about it. So the second easy tip when it comes to Etsy SEO is to start thinking objectively. This is where I would challenge you to start thinking of how the product is going to be used or what the product could be used for versus the product itself. An example of this would be custom cups for parties. 9 times out of 10, when people are shopping online, they know what they want. Now, I know a lot of us, I'm telling on myself, when we shop, we might get a few other things not related to what we really need and want. But for the most part on Etsy, when it comes to buyers, they are intentional with what they're looking for. And so you want to make sure that you're structuring your product to serve the purpose of what they are looking for, if that makes sense. Okay. So again, thinking objectively. And so custom cups for parties will be a really good idea of how to structure your SEO, your title specifically, and even trickle in some of those keywords throughout your description and your tags as well. A second example of thinking objectively will be plush blankets for babies. When it comes to kids, honey, babies, people think of soft things. So they're going to already have in their mind what they're looking for. It's going to take you to learn how to think objectively, think about what they are looking for. If you ever played sports, I'm going to use a sports reference, and I cannot believe I'm doing this, which is so funny because, girl, sports. Anyway, when it comes to sports, if you are on defense, you have to think about how the offense is going to play, what play they're going to do, how they're going to run down the field. That's what I'm talking about. So you have to think about what the other person is thinking or looking for, and that's how that's going to help you really structure your SEO, boost your sales, and you could just really do a copy and paste for all your other listings when you have this in mind of thinking objectively. Okay, so those were some really easy tips. Okay, I told you they're easy. Now, the next thing you need to do after steps 1 and 2 is honestly combine them both and add it to your description box. Your description box is going to be the place where you reiterate, pretty much gas up the product. Okay, you want to make sure that you're really shedding the good stuff about this product that you're selling. And this is going to also come down to more of the logistics of the product. So I would include your shipping, your processing time. If you're a print on demand seller, this is going to be really important to incorporate this. Do not gatekeep this information because a lot of buyers do read this. Because if your product is late, right, or if a print provider does not ship out your product on time, but yet your shipping and processing times don't match, then that person might reach out to you. And I'm telling you this because I had this happen to me personally. This shopper reached out to me and asked where the product was. And I had to be honest and say, oh my gosh, it's running late, because she was looking at my process and shipping times. Now, when that happens, this is out of our control because we're a print on demand seller. But I say this to say, you're going to want to use your description box as a way to just honestly lay all your cards out on the table about this whole process of buying from you. So not only do you want to like glamorize your product and make sure you sell it and describe it well and make sure you list the functionality of this product, but you're going to want to also make sure that you're talking about the shipping times, the processing times, the weight, the material. If it's going to stain other things, don't keep it around children. Keep it around children. It's flammable. All of that stuff, okay? Everything is important. Do not skip out on this. I'm telling you, you will regret it, okay? So don't skip on this step because it's really important to really beef up that description box and list everything about your product and your process, as you're selling this to your customers. Now, I mentioned tags in my previous video, but you want to make sure that your tags are thoroughly thought out and you want to make sure you're using all 13 of the tags. Even if you may not know, just put something because you just never know that product is going to be pulled up in somebody's search. But I would highly recommend that you always utilize 13 of the tags because you have 13 tags to put. So do not leave anything blank. But another reason why you want to make sure that you utilize your tags is because tags is a good way to add special keywords or hot keywords. I want to call them hot keywords like hot girl, You want to add those hot keywords because in case you run out of space in your title, which happens, okay? And in case you don't put it in your description, you have another opportunity to add them in your tags at the bottom, and you want to make sure you do just that. Now, I mentioned in this video how when it comes to tags, a good way to form your tags is to also think of words as synonym form. We all have different vocabulary and vernacular around the world. So a good simple example when I say synonym is think about if you're selling a mug, also use the word cup because some people might type in coffee mug and then some people might type in coffee cup. So you want to think like that because that is how I've actually found myself to be successful because I'm using synonyms and I'm using different vernacular that mean the same thing, right? So that way my product still pulls up no matter what I type in. Okay, so for now, this wraps up the conversation about Etsy SEO. Go ahead and incorporate these tips and I promise you, I am not steering you wrong, okay? Especially if you're a new Etsy seller and you are just getting started and you don't know what you don't know. This is gonna really help you because this is what I incorporate in my shop every single day. I try to keep it as simple as possible, okay? So once I've understood thinking objectively and once I started using Etsy itself to help structure my own titles, tags, and description, baby, it was up from there, okay? So let me know in the comments down below if this video helped you. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, my name is Alex. As always, subscribe if you're liking the vibe, and I'm gonna catch you in my next video. Bye, y'all.